In my game, you have a magical tether that can grab anything in the environment and do this, or this, or... What the hell, John? You put a grapple in this game too? Go to sleep. What makes the tether fun is how much utility it has. You have the dexterity to put a small can into the trash, but also the strength to pull an entire island towards you. Since the utility of our tether mechanic is so broad, I wanted to design a kind of bonus challenge that would get players to use the tether in creative ways. Our team also loved the idea of having cute little animal characters as part of our story, so we thought saving lost animals was the perfect way to give players more gameplay variety while tying it back into our narrative. But I don't want them to be just like collectibles like a Power Star in Mario or Bot in Astro Bot. I want the process of saving each NPC to be like its own mini adventure. Examples include the Koroks that want to reach their friend in Tears of the Kingdom, or the baby penguin looking for its mama in Super Mario 64. These NPCs serve as optional challenges that encourage players to get creative by pushing the limits of what's possible with the tools they have. The challenge isn't discovery, it's delivery. Oh, but there is one problem with this, and it's that gamers are evil. After observing games with a similar level of mechanical and systematic freedom, it's clear that when giving an inch, players are going to take it a mile and do things you didn't even know was possible. When I started work on the NPC system, I was about to try returning a little animal to its mama. I'm kind of lazy, so I tried throwing it, but I missed. So I bounced off the wall, rolled down the hill, and went right into my hydraulic press. After I got the beaver out, I was finally gonna return him, but I tripped and dropped him down into the void, where he's gonna fall for eternity. I realized during this that there's just so many interactions in our game that it's basically guaranteed that players will treat these poor guys as test subjects, whether it's intentional or not. So when it comes to saving NPCs, how can I give players freedom to accomplish that goal however they want, while reducing the amount of abuse these poor animals endure? To do that, I got two things that need to be fixed: the context and the incentive. Playing Donkey Kong Bonanza is actually what gave me the idea to change the context. In this game, you punch absolutely everything, so naturally players are going to see what happens if they punch an NPC. And what happens is you give them a high five. That was the perfect solution to my problem. Instead of trying to prevent players from doing the thing I don't want them to, I could just reframe the animal's torment as something positive. Now, the animals are trapped in bubbles that need to be popped so they can escape the storm. You throw them against the wall, they bounce. You drop them into the void, they float back. And if you toss them into a bed of spikes, the bubble will pop and set them free. It's a simple change, but I think it's an effective way to keep the functional interaction the same while making it feel completely different. Another thing I needed to fix was incentive. In my desolate gray box world, there was nothing to do and no reason to save the animals. All we currently had planned was to have a basic narrative concept of all the animals reuniting with their families at the end. This was a good start, but I wanted to give the players more immediate feedback when saving animals. So I added this awesome particle effect that plays when you pop a bubble. I'm also planning to have a satisfying pop sound and a celebratory UI overlay to make saving animals very satisfying. I also wanted saving animals to serve a gameplay purpose, so as a team we're currently discussing the possibility of each animal you save upgrading your powers, like getting an extra tether or being able to sense other lost animals. After studying other popular games and testing my own system, I learned that sometimes you shouldn't stop players from trying to break your game or do something they're not supposed to. Games like The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Just Cause 3 take a very hands-off approach to this, and while this can lead to undesired consequences, it's undeniable that it led to much more fun games. I decided to use this philosophy as a basis for my solution, which was to change the context of what players are doing and make saving each animal worthwhile. That way our game's core design principles of freedom and experimentation remain intact, while not going against our narrative.